Yeah.
You haven't been inside.
Probably
The things in these tombs.
into round
Darkness,
6.
beasts, abominations.
Some say the madman in the tomb of Agenta Paul will kill you before the rest does.
Don't
Yeah, so
listen
even
to
if they
this
haven't
coward.
added just a
We're here to
tremendous
prove
amount,
ourselves, aren't we?
Go ahead. Ignore me.
like
There'll
they've
be more to
definitely,
take
I
your
don't
place.
remember any of these little like side conversations and stuff. Like they've definitely added some more like stuff to the environment of the game, which is great.
Inobis just nas jans. Now
Hey,
we
thanks for
ban
clearing
us
things,
than of
guy.
God's jans.
I'm sure you'll find it satisfactory. Thank you. Now grow stronger and feast on the meat of acolytes.
Yes,
Many
acolyte
more
meat.
will come to these caves.
All right. I guess while we kind of wind down, talk a little bit about what I'm doing. So there's the YouTuber I watch, and he's a full-time content creator, and he's talked about, you know, it's real easy to use the tools that Twitch has, as well as some other things, to go from just streaming like on one platform, which that's more of a Streamlabs thing. You could stream on 2 platforms, but even let's say one stream, right? You go on one stream and you have a plan on what you're gonna do. Like, for example, if I get on and I'm like, I'll read you here in a second. Oh gosh. You get your stream, you cut up your stream into segments, but if you go in with a plan, you can also cut out little tutorials and little how-tos and little tips and tricks and stuff, and just have, so instead of just a stream, you have a stream, you've got videos, you've got shorts, you've got all sorts of stuff, so you can just just shotgun the content out, which is awesome, because I enjoy this. This is a nice little hobby, and I'd like to get good at it. Let's see, you know how people say the chicken... Oh, that's a good one. Like, yeah, the chicken had a family, and that's why I got the family pack. You don't want any of them to be left. Don't want them feeling left out. I do enjoy good. I'm actually more of a Bojangles guy myself. We have a place called Bojangles here, and it's very good chicken. But KFC's not bad. Alright, so we also have this here. It's another little lore object. And we go over here. And all we got to do is grab the lightsaber, click on it, do the objectively better enhancement, and we're good. Now we can also do that from here. Press our C key and control right click and do the same thing. So you don't have to use the vendor anymore, or the table anymore. You can also do the outfitter thing. I'm not going to do that right now. It's this game's answer to transmogging, and it's real cool. But yeah, anyhow, I feel like we missed. We did miss a heroic. I'll come back and do it later. Is it worth upgrading before max? Upgrading weapons, or upgrading to like subscriber? It's always worth subscribing for at least 1 month. But as far as upgrading your gear, yeah, I think it's always worth upgrading your gear when you can. I'll show you part of what I'm talking about once I get to the fleet. Sabers. Yeah, weapons in general, all of your gear can be upgraded if it's got item like upgrade slots on it. And I'm going to show you something in the fleet if you haven't already found this. If you have oh gosh, I think they're called adaptive outfits, or like adaptive gear. But adaptive gear is a lot like, kind of like the lightsabers you get off of the site, right? So if I just, they'll have these slots you see on the right hand side, and adaptive gear is really great. You don't replace them. Are you talking about like max character level? You don't necessarily need... I gotta think about that for a second. Theoretically, I don't feel like you have to replace gear, but you do want to go through and replace... I mean, that's kind of the point of adaptive gear, is that you can use it at any level with the right modifications, like item modifications. I feel like that's what you're asking, but I'm not sure. So I would definitely advise. You see, you don't have to. Okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay. You actually don't have, if you have the right kind of gear, you don't have to upgrade every time you level, or you don't have to switch out your gear every time you level. You can, if you want, but there's you don't really need to. Now, if you're using quest rewards like this, then yes, you're going to constantly be replacing gear, and that's why you use the outfitter. So you just have the aesthetic you like your swords and your costumes, all that good stuff, and then this can just be whatever, kind of like on Cyberpunk, right? Like on Cyberpunk, you get your wardrobe, and then you have the actual stuff you're wearing. But this, same deal. You've got all your gear and whatnot. However, you can get what's called adaptive gear, and that is going to be somewhere around here. Let's have a look real quick, because I feel like it's going to be probably not in combat training. Well, it might be. Probably in supplies. It's in supplies. It's been a while. Hell, I was going the right way anyhow. Yeah, augments are a thing. You do have to replace those augments and upgrades as you level up. So I'll show you more what I'm talking about when I get there. So you will have to kind of consistently pull, and it has thresholds to it. You know, like you'll have to consistently replace, for example, your item modifications.
You won't find a better bargain.
Let's say,
come back anytime. What can I get for you?
okay, I'm going to sell my junk because I got to clear this out. Okay, let's say, for example, I've got the Acolyte's lower robe. Okay? Right now, that's...
come back anytime.
It's better than what I've got on. I'm actually going to get the full set.
You won't find a better bargain. Come back anytime.
Alright, I'm gonna dismount because confused and frightened me. Because sometimes the reason you want to keep up with it is because occasionally you'll find yourself lagging behind. I will say this, because of the wardrobe system, it's nowhere near as critical to do, right? Because of the outfitter system, nowhere near as critical as it used to be. But, well, actually now you have outfitter. I feel like it's kind of a preference thing, honestly. or if you're doing PvP, or you want to make sure that you're always as well tuned. Sometimes these modifications will be better than what your quest rewards are giving you. I mean, heck, this right here is item rating 46. My current gear is item rating 23. So the quest rewards I've got, because I've leveled up a lot, are well behind what I can get by buying upgrades. So my upgrades now at max level, it's going to be a little different. Once you're at max level, you know, your power level is going to be increased for that. So, the veteran flashpoints, you probably have as good a gear as you can get in that case. So if you're doing a lot of flashpoints, you're doing them with groups and stuff like that, you're going to have as good a gear as you can get, roughly. So you should be okay. My advice, though, and this going to have sort of two halves to it. My advice is this: always come to the outfitter or the come to the modification vendors. Let's say for your level 65. You're going to be all the way down here. I think, yep, all the way down here. Don't run off the cliff, John. Okay, so 65 mod vendor.
See anything you like?
And you want to check the item rating that these things give versus the item ratings that your quest rewards give. So for one, the base item has its own rating. It should have its own rating, I think, maybe. I could be with that. That's me talking without knowing for certain. Let's test that. So these now have an item rating of 32. Yes, and there are different vendors for every level. So your max, if you're level 65, this is going to be the stuff you can get. If you're 60, it's going to be here. And so that's going to help you kind of figure that out. But I would say compare. You do have to upgrade every slot. And there are different ways to upgrade. So you have a little bit of flexibility. And a lot... This is me talking from distant memory now. And you may want to double check this. You may even remember more vividly. Sometimes quest rewards won't have all their slots filled, or they won't have all their slots filled optimally or with the best stuff. So it's good to come and check your item level against what you've got and what they're offering, and also check to make sure that the stats that these things are giving is better. I guess we've kind of come back to that. I would say, yeah. Like, ultimately, if you're just looking to sort of make do with what you've got, I would say if you're looking to be frugal, and if you're looking to get as much bang for your buck, right? I would say it's something you're going to have to look at the numbers yourself and decide if it's right for you. Personally, I feel like keeping your gear as up to date as possible is the right answer. So sometimes you're not going to need to upgrade your gear. But that is the point of gear like what I just bought, right? So this gear here that I have is again something that I don't necessarily have to replace, because all I have to do is go get a mod, like a modification from one of these vendors that's going to make it as good as or better than the things I'm getting from quests.
Come again.
Now, there are some things you're going to get from flashpoints and raids and stuff like that that are better. And that's probably story mode's probably part of the reason you're not struggling all that much, because it is a little easier. Let me show you here. I wish I had an item that's actually appropriate to level 15, so I could show you. I do want to point out too, I think it's worth being aware of that your item level also affects the stuff you're getting. It affects the actual item level of the things you're being given. Armoring, mod, and enhancement.
Baru Jamunja.
And there you go. Now, these gloves are showing as better for some reason, but I believe that is more of an error than anything. Yeah, flashpoints give some of the best items in the game, and they're a lot of fun. I miss doing them, but I've played with the guys that I play Arma with, and I've played with friends off and on here and there. Okay, so those gloves actually were a little better than what I had on, but that's okay. So I guess the answer to your question, Igor, is it's gonna be situational. It's gonna be really. It's worth. I'll say this. You are probably right to wait till max level most of the time, but it never hurts to check if you're in between flashpoints or in between kind of the area. Yeah, and if you're on like max difficulty, they're going to give really good stuff. And you can also check on the market, which is over here. Oh, I don't know what was going on with that guy. He was jittery. You can always check on the market too. Like, again, I feel like there's just, it's more, yeah, you gotta find a group, and you gotta find a group that's locked in, like properly locked in for raids. So I feel like the question of like, do you upgrade as you go, like do mods as you go, or do you wait till max level, is really a matter of how much control you want over your gear, and a matter of what you're doing to get good gear. So if you're getting the best gear, not for isn't. So for, I think for free-to-play players, there are restrictions. For regular players, there aren't much, but there are some things to be aware of. So like, let's say I go armor, light armor, and I just search the most expensive thing. If I want to purchase this, which I can't, which that's cool, that's a new thing. I can just buy it, and that'll be in my inventory. I'll get it sent to me. Let's see, let's look at this for example. Oh, neat. But no, as far as I know, there aren't, what's this slots business? Okay, there are slots for selling items, looks like, because that's going to be that 0 out of 20. If I claim stuff, that's going to claim stuff out of there. Wait, no. No, this. See, I haven't messed with the market in a while. Okay, you got 50 sell slots. You got 50, like, if you're buying stuff, you can buy 20 items, you have to get it off the market. That's what that looks like. Yeah. Do not wear it. Okay, so first of all, that looks dope as hell. It is dope as hell. Yeah, you can sell a lot of stuff. You can sell cartel items. You can sell anything on the market that isn't bound to you. So I can't sell these. I could sell this. I can't sell this. You'll see this as bound or bound to legacy. A lot of the time, if you use something, let's just say I got this lightsaber as a quest reward, right? Okay, so I get this lightsaber as a quest reward and it's not bound, for example. You just do that. And now it's bound to you. Can you sell mounts? You should be able to, but I'm not sure. Let's have a look. If they're on the market, then you can. Yes. You could even sell mounts from the cartel store. It's not terribly. I will warn you, using the mail now comes with a small, well, not for this, but like if I sent somebody a letter, there will be a little tax on it. There are some limitations on what you can do with free-to-play trades and interactions, but as far as I am aware, it's pretty wide open. I haven't done a whole lot of trading person to person. Most of what I've done is selling stuff on the market, and I haven't noticed many limitations to that, but it's been a few months and there have been some changes, I think. And it's definitely, well, it's been a few months since I've done it at all. It's been a year since I've done it a lot. You should be good to go on most anything. Again, as long as it's not character or account bound or something like that, you should be able to sell it. Basically, like for example, if I were to, if I were to get something off of the cartel market, I can't wear it. I can't unpack it, or, well, I can't wear it. I don't know if that does anything. Like if I were to get this or whatever, I wouldn't be able to wear it. It has to go straight to the market, more or less. Oh, let's see. I like how it's his... That is... Yeah, that's his, that's a funny name for a guild looking for group. Clever name. It does and it doesn't. From an economic standpoint, yeah, it makes downright pay to play, which I think is fine, personally. But I don't think the game is pay to win, really, at all. I feel like you can do, like, well, I'll put it this way. There's definitely, it's more pay to play when it comes to, you know, like the other stuff that comes with being a subscriber, obviously. But no, I think you can be, honestly, you can be fairly competitive in this game without spending any money. And in fact, so that's another thing. If you have a friend, let's say, which of course you're a paid subscriber, so this isn't really relevant to you. If you have a friend who is subscribed and you're not subscribed and you've never been subscribed, you can, and y'all gotta trust one another. Y'all can actually have the guy who's subscribed buy the super expensive item, and then you can pay them back over time, you know, or however you want to do it, because you can only have so much money as a free-to-play player anyway. Yeah, and that's something I'm really glad that you can't do in Star Wars: The Old Republic, is buying the currency, buying the, like, cartel coins or whatever. I think that would utterly screw the economy in this game. It barely works in EVE Online. And I mean barely works in EVE Online. Honestly, it started to not work at this point. And don't get me wrong, I think on one hand the idea of being able to play the game enough to be able to fund your account with gameplay is cool, but it can lead to a lot of... It can make the game turn into a job, because if you are like, well, I've got to play the game and do the things that aren't necessarily that fun so I can get enough money, you know, to fund the account, that sucks. And it's very easy to get sucked into that idea of, I should try and play this for free. Which definitely happens with EVE. It can happen with Albion. I'd imagine WoW is probably on a whole other level. That said, I've got to eat something. I'm going to hop out and out of here because I've been streaming for 3 hours, and it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. But hopefully I'll catch you another time. Might be streaming it this time again. I might not be in the near future. We'll see. But my sleep schedule kind of rotates over time. And so, yeah. Anyhow. Yeah, and that is true. You can... Okay, well, yeah. Have a good one. Yeah, it is really nice that you can buy the cash shop items for just in-game credits. That is super cool. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and sign on off. Thanks for hanging out with me. I've been Steel Walrus. You've been awesome. And I'll catch you on the next time. Alright. Peace out.